Hello, good evening. I'm Nazi Javid. Thanks so much for joining us here the day after Christmas. We start tonight with our continuing coverage of that weather impact alert, tracking the damage left behind as that storm moved through our area. ABC 10's Jenny Ha has more on how Sacramento residents are dealing with the aftermath.
I am tired of the cold weather. I'm tired of the wind.
Amid the merry holiday lights and cups of hot chocolate, a stormy Christmas week continues for Sacramento.
And the county ended up getting a lot of presents in terms of over 100 service calls from people talking about inlets that were plugged, streets that were flooded.
Calls for service mostly related to road flooding, debris, and downed trees.
This back here is usually dry, so this whole street can be flooded.
We met with Sacramento County's Matt Robinson Friday afternoon in a Rio Linda neighborhood where multiple dry creeks and fields were flooding. This area, Robinson says, is high on their radar during storms.
If you see standing water on the road, turn around, don't drown. The whole idea is that you don't know what's under this water. The creek's rising quickly, and sometimes our drainage systems become a little overwhelmed.
Beverly McCarthy, who's lived here since 2003, says she has seen worse in the area with the entire street being underwater.
This is made for floods. It's elevated. The yard, as you see, goes down.
Just sandbags and hope for not the worst.
Meantime, in Land Park, a cedar tree crashing through a family home on Christmas Eve. Witnesses say lightning caused the tree to snap in half.
Heard the loudest boom I've ever heard. I wasn't sure if it was a bomb. And then I look out the window and I saw a light strike a tree, it catch on fire, break in half. It was almost like slow motion for me.
The whole top of it came off, landed on the person's house, and so it was pretty devastating.
Recovery efforts began early Friday morning. Crews telling us the tree was 45 inches wide and 120 feet high.
It was the tallest tree in the neighborhood when the lightning struck. That's probably why it got hit by lightning.
Neighbor Sunny McCall says she's always noticed how big the tree was and that trees have come down in the area during storms before, though none of this scale.
It's beautiful in Land Park, but it's different than other communities like Elk Grove and Folsom in general don't have these trees.
Yeah, a lot of post-holiday cleanup for folks out there. That was Jenny Ha reporting. And it sounds like this weekend might be a good time to get some of that work done. What can you say?
Yeah, finally drying out this weekend. Yeah, it's been, I mean, we've had chances of rain since like last Saturday at this point. So yeah, I mean, I think we're all looking forward to a little sunshine, some drier weather. I know personally, I gotta pick up some leaves in the backyard.
Oh, we all have so many leaves. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
It's out of control.
It's a weekend project. But the good news is it'll be a good weekend to do that because we are drying out. As we look at radar and satellite right now, things are not dry yet. We still have another band of rain moving through the valley, another round of snow up in the high country. After this, though, there's not a whole lot left behind it, just some scattered rain and a little bit of snow overnight. By the time we get to sunrise tomorrow, that's pretty much it. So a little bit of a pause in snow over the last hour or so, but that as this band of rain starts to ride up the hill, that's going to fall as more snow. So we're not done yet. If you're thinking about going up across 80-50, I'd still recommend holding off until tomorrow. We got chain control. This is what 80 at Kingvale looks like right now, slow going. Here's what 80 at Donner Lake looks like. Very similar story where you can see that the roads are covered. Chain controls in effect and will remain in effect through the overnight. US 50 at Echo Summit, a very similar story. You're just not getting anywhere in a hurry. So from Tuesday through this morning, here's how much snow we've seen. Now, we really did not see hardly any snow with the rain and then the system that fell over the weekend because a lot of that was rain. It was rain in the valley. It was rain for the most part in the high country. Snow really only started on Tuesday. Remember, that's when that winter storm warning went into effect. So that's why snowfall so far begins on Tuesday. Mammoth at 67 inches, North Star at 61 inches, Homewood 60 inches, Sierra Tahoe 58, Sugar Bowl 54, Kirkwood 53, Palisades Tahoe 50 inches, Boreal 43, the Berkeley Snow Lab 42 inches, and Heavenly at 41 inches. So several feet of snow, as expected, has already fallen in the high country. And importantly, remember, these were measured this morning. Well, it's been snowing all day long up there. So those numbers are going to go up even more when the ski resorts go out and measure tomorrow morning. Rainfall so far as of 5 o'clock on Friday. Placerville coming up on almost 5 inches of rain. Now this, I will remind you, these numbers started on Saturday because we've had rain in the area since Saturday. So in terms of storm total rainfall, starts on Saturday. Again, almost 5 inches in Placerville, over 4.5 inches in Auburn. A lot of 3+ inch totals across much of the Sacramento metro area, especially the eastern suburbs. The International Airport picked up over 3.25. Now, Sacramento Executive Airport, which is that official climate site for Sacramento, under 2 inches, but obviously, as we see, other parts of the metro picked up between 3 and 4 inches of rain. Modesto and Stockton under 2 inches as well. But the places that saw some thunderstorms definitely got some more rain than places that didn't. We never really saw those big heavy storms in Sacramento, Stockton, or Modesto. The exception for Sacramento was on Wednesday afternoon when we got that flash flood warning. That was really the only big thunderstorm that we saw in Sacramento. 53 right now in the capital city, 57 in Stockton, 55 Modesto, 45 Placerville, 30s up in the high country. Only teens, 16 to 17 degrees to start Saturday morning up in places like Truckee and South Lake Tahoe. In the valley, we're going to be in those mid 40s. Again, lingering showers through the overnight, but really it is going to be winding down in a big way. Most of Saturday looks dry, especially after the morning hours, drying out with some sunshine to open up the weekend. As we look at Futurecast, you see another round of snow coming through as that rain moves up the hill. Again, that'll fall as snow. But by the time we get towards about 2 o'clock, even later in the morning hours, there's not a whole lot out there, just some very light scattered showers. And once we move into the afternoon hours on Saturday, just a few clouds, but I expect us to be dry. What we may see the return of, though, because we're going to go back under a stable air mass with this high pressure building in through the start of next week, what we may see the return of is some two leaf fog, especially by the time we get to Sunday and through New Year's Eve. Now, it may lift a little bit. We're going to have to wait and see. There may be a little bit of some breezier winds, especially by the time we get to Wednesday because of that next system that comes in on New Year's Day with the chance of some scattered showers. But that two leaf fog is absolutely possible as we get in towards Sunday. So just something to keep in mind. No more rain, but that gray.
No more rain and a lot of snow over the last few days. So for those ski resorts that are opening, that's going to be fun for folks this weekend.
Yeah, finally, because we started off nice with some rain and snow in early November. Then we just didn't see anything for much of the last month and a half. But here now we got, what, 4, 5, 6 feet of snow?
Here we go.
Here we go.
Good times. All right. Well, speaking of all this active weather, we are talking about snowfall over the last few days and damage from the storm still leaving a mess across valley areas. In San Joaquin County, that meant people had to spend the day after Christmas cleaning up. ABC10's Gabriel Porras shows us.
It was a stormy Christmas day in Lodi. There was lightning, there was thunder, and plenty of rain. It got pretty bad at some points, and here's how you can tell. The city of Lodi has had to activate some of its storm drain detention basins. This is normally a park when it's not being used to hold rainwater. The water here is a sign that the system is working, and after all that rain we got, a lot of people are wondering if their systems at home are working as well. So today we heard from the experts. The day after Christmas, it's not Santa on this roof.
It feels good up here. It's nice and windy.
It's the Bin Bros, Mohammed Ibrahim and his business partner.
Do you want to hand me the hose, Mo?
Austin Ricewig.
We're just out here doing some work for people that need to get their gutters cleaned out before the storm hits again.
Helping prepare and also helping clean up.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was just a lot of rain, a lot of thunder, lightning. Yeah, a lot of wind.
A lot of stormy weather in Lodi for these two and other gutter cleaners in the area. It also means a lot of business.
That's when most of the phone calls come in. That's what reminds people to get their gutters cleaned.
Yeah, we're going to be working for the next few days. We're booked right now.
For 5 days straight, Austin said, which for him is a good thing.
So we've been doing this for, I would say, about like 6-7 months. It's our first big storm, so it's, you know, it's cool, but it's stuff we're prepared for. Usually after something like that, it's usually a lot of, mostly like leaves, debris, a lot of dirt and mud that's clogging up the downspouts. So the water gets stuck up in the gutters, and that could cause a lot of damage to homes.
Getting on a lot of roofs, we've seen a lot of houses that have like algae and stuff on there, and that's something big that a lot of homeowners don't realize.
And no one wants to be surprised. Which is why when it comes to cleaning your gutters and preparing your home, Muhammad and Austin say,
We'll definitely do it before the storm moves in, just because if the downspouts are clogged, the water will start clogging up in the gutters, and it could get inside the roof and cause like roof leaks.
We're busy, but we're still accepting as many people as we can.
Definitely a great idea to get ahead of maintenance before future storms if you're able to. If you're not, maybe consider hiring someone to do so. But either way, despite this rain right now, it seems like it will be the perfect weekend to do just that. In Lodi, Gabriel Porras, ABC 10.
Always looking toward the positive. Thanks, Gabe. In Sacramento, the county clerk recorder's office on American River Drive got damaged after a tree fell on a water main. The facility will be closed until water can be restored. Weddings scheduled for today were relocated or rescheduled. Crews already removed the tree, but there's no estimated time for when the facility will reopen. All right, it is 5:40. We're going to take a live look now from Nyack. Look at all that snow. A couple drivers out there, but the roads got a lot of that fresh powder. Chain controls are in effect for all cars except four-wheel drives, and those with snow tires, and that heavy snow caused some problems on the roads today. Highway 50 was temporarily closed so CHP could clean up several spinouts. Traffic was held on I-80 in several spots, including Truckee and Cisco Grove, as drivers lost control in the snow. Very important to be prepared when you're heading out to areas like that. Have some extra water, maybe some blankets, because you just never know when you're going to get stuck, maybe behind a backup or in the snow. And with lots of snow in the Sierra comes avalanche danger to watch out for before heading out to the slopes. El Dorado County officials have issued an avalanche warning for the Sierra backcountry. As snowfall continues to rapidly pile up there, travel in, near, or below the backcountry not recommended. And this morning, there was an avalanche on Lincoln Peak at Mammoth Mountain, injuring two patrollers who got caught in the slide. This happened at 7:30 this morning. One of the patrollers seriously injured and is being moved out of the area for further care. The other is being treated at Mammoth Hospital for possible broken bones. Mammoth says it got more than 5 feet of snow since December 23rd. The ski area was closed for the remainder of the day. To Woodland now, where a portion of County Road 22 is closed due to high water levels in the Sacramento River. Closure runs from about 1 mile east of County Road 102 and Main Street to the I-5 westbound ramp. The road will reopen once those floodwaters recede and repairs are able to be completed. For those updates, visit Yolo County's road closure map. They have it online. And in Lodi, a homeless access center on Shelter and Sacramento Street was damaged in this week's storm. The shelter's a large secured tent. You can see it here, and it leaves it vulnerable to those strong winds and rains.
At first, the severity of it was just wind. It was just straight wind. That's all it was. And then it led to rain. The rain, like, the way that I can describe it, it was like not hail, but it was just pouring down.
Yeah, that's a lot to deal with when you're inside of a tent. Shelter officials spent their Christmas removing water and reinforcing the tent to prevent further damage. The shelter's director said that the access center will remain open. 5:42 coming up. Weather conditions across the country threatening holiday travel as millions prepare to hit the road. And welcome back. Taking another look at extreme weather across the U.S. A winter storm on the East Coast and more rain for the West Coast. All of this happening with millions of Americans on the move, hitting the roads and flying back from celebrating Christmas. ABC's Mola Lengi has more.
This morning, wild weather impacting holiday travel on both coasts, bringing ice and snow and snarling plans for millions of Americans. Communities in Nevada waking up to a winter wonderland, snow falling across the Sierra Mountain region. Numerous cars ending up on the side of the roads as they tried to navigate the conditions along Donner Pass. Plows out working to try to keep roads clear after more than 2 feet of snow falling in the Lake Tahoe region. Winds gusting up to 100 miles per hour. Now, a powerful new snow system taking aim at the Midwest and Northeast. A winter storm warning issued for parts of the tri-state area. New York City bracing for the most significant snowfall of the season. The Pennsylvania Department of Transportation treating roads in anticipation of icy conditions.
Vehicles don't stop on ice. We'll be doing the treatment to help with that as much as possible.
Meanwhile, Southern California facing more possible flooding following days of devastating rainfall, leaving communities underwater and in pieces. In the small mountain community of Lytle Creek, residents spent Christmas morning navigating slabs of cracked concrete. The road there buckling under the pressure of raging floodwaters.
Everything was flooded. It was insane. Like, cars had to stop in the middle.
In the desert, drivers had to abandon cars to save themselves. This driver escaped just in time.
They had to get a rescue, like a lifeline, you know? They were standing on the roof of their vehicle.
Rain overtook entire neighborhoods in Wrightwood. Floods there shifted the earth, sealing off homes, some nearly to the roof, caked in mud. Roads washed away all of the system's snarling travel as the holiday crush is set to begin.
We are expecting busy and hoping we get through things quickly.
Today's expected to be one of the busiest air travel days, with nearly 3 million passengers flying and even more over the weekend.
Our teams are ready to execute. We're fully staffed. We have a lot of new initiatives this year, which we're really excited about. Some of those being the family lanes, the military lanes, the shoes on policy.
And because of the weather system impacting all of these travelers, some airlines are waiving change fees for passengers who need to reschedule flights. If you are one of those passengers, you should check with your airline to find out about your options. All right, it's 5:47. We'll take another look at the storm damage in the Wrightwood community you just heard about there. That's about 95 miles northeast of Los Angeles. And across the region, evacuations are issued. Look at this car. Unbelievable. They've got evacuations issued in Ventura, Santa Barbara, Orange, and San Bernardino counties due to life-threatening flooding and debris flows there. Officials say the cleanup process could take months.
When you get the amount of rain that we had and off the bridge fire scar, which is a wildfire this past year, the debris flow is just tremendous. The recovery that you see from this incident isn't a matter of days. This is going to take months up into a year to really construct. We lost 50 houses, major damage. We lost 10 commercial structures, including grocery stores. This is going to take a long time to clean up.
Yeah, no doubt. And our thoughts are with them throughout that cleanup process. 5:48 next at 5:30. Christmas is behind us and it's time to deal with those gifts. What to look out for if you're planning on making some returns. Welcome back to one of the best things to do after Christmas returns. ABC's Becky Worley tells us what we need to know, though, before heading to the store or online to bring those gifts back.
The day after Christmas, it's called Boxing Day, meaning are you keeping your presents or are you boxing them up and returning them?
If you're returning, the National Retail Federation says nearly 3/4 of all stores are now charging some sort of return fee. It's sometimes called a restocking fee, and this is money you don't get back when you buy something online and then return it. For Marshalls and TJ Maxx, it's now $11.99 per mailed package. So when you make a return, that amount will be taken out of your total refund. Macy's charges $10. JCPenney and J.Crew have fees of about $8 to mail back packages.
People may notice that they're seeing more return fees lately. And it's not retailers being sneaky, it's retailers trying to fix a system that got a little bit out of balance. The free returns that were offered train shoppers to overbuy. And because returns aren't free, the retailer was having to pay, costing retailers about $30 on average.
But there are some ways to avoid being charged.
At Macy's, for example, if you join their loyalty program, there's no return fee. And you can avoid all of the fees if you return in store.
And the timing of your return matters.
Holiday discounting started earlier than ever with big sales in October, so your gift could have been purchased way back before Halloween. Now, some stores have extended their return windows until January or so, but the clock is ticking.
This year you have a new way to initiate a return online. You can use AI, the chatbots or agents that live down in the bottom right-hand corner of almost every retail website these days.
You can always go to the order section of your account, but the little bots that are down in the right-hand corner of many retail websites are more powerful than ever. And if you're signed into your account, they can often process a return way faster. For Good Morning America, Becky Worley, ABC News, Oakland, California.
All right, before we go, how about another look outside? Incredible, that live look at the snow in Nyack there. That's where our team is right now to give us a look at what it's really like out there. I don't think that car right there, that car is not going anywhere. That is on the left there on I-80 and Highway 50 on the right at Myers. We've been watching this just throughout the show. The sun is down and the cars look like they are still in the same place on the right side. But folks there on the left starting to move a little bit. So that is some good news. Stick with us. We have more news coming up. You can watch us on the app anytime.